Mouthpiece puller shootout. Howdy friends, welcome back to the House of Tone. Appreciate you stopping by the shop today. If you've been following along, it's been a wild week. I'll get into that maybe sometime, but today we're gonna have some fun. Got a bunch of mouthpiece pullers that I've acquired over the years. I've bought all these with my own money, so hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, let's talk about what they are, and I've got a great candidate that I think the mouthpiece is really stuck in. So what we've got here, this is the original Thompson mouthpiece puller. This would clamp to your bench here, and you would use a series of collets that would go here. Let me grab a mouthpiece. So your mouthpiece would come in, right, and the instrument is this way, right? And you would put these collets, whatever the size is, to go around the shank of your mouthpiece and set against the instrument. Turn these levers, pop. You have all of the force of the bench that's helping you work. Pretty cool. This was the standard of the world for a long time. These are the Bobcat pullers. I don't know when they came out. I know I got mine. This is my original one. I got it in the mid 80s, I guess. So this is the way they came. They have these jaws that are flat jaws. They got V's, the milling here. The premise is mouthpiece goes in, lock the shanks, turn the knobs to lock them down against this collar. The instrument is going this way. And then you have to make sure that you stay parallel. That's the caveat with this one. These have to stay exactly the same or they'll bind up on themselves and it won't do anything. Now mine is heavily modified. Its milling is way deeper. You can see I have washers to hold things down. So in comparison to, and these are both about the same age. This one was a fancy one. It had gold anodizing on it that's come off. Mine was just silver. But you can see that the milling that I've done on mine is now much deeper. On my jaws, let's see, they're tapered. See that? So I tapered the jaws and I milled out the block because of all these new marching band mouthpieces that are the short shank for whatever reason, I don't know and don't care, but marching band instruments get dropped, the mouthpieces get stuck, you got to modify what you got. This is the Ferree's. This clamps around the mouthpiece. Let's see, let's back this up. Probably back that up some more. You'll see all these in action in just a few minutes, but so the mouthpiece goes in the cradle. These arms, which are slightly radiused, go around the mouthpiece shank. Then you've got your receiver, and then you got to make sure you hold on to this while you're turning the business end up here. Works good. I don't really have any complaints. It is what it is. It's a good thing. This one, this is the J.L. Smith redesigned Bobcat puller. I drooled over this thing for months. It's a Bobcat paralleled with a single handle. And I thought this was going to be absolutely stellar. This is aluminum. That may be 3D printed, actually. That could be I think that might be 3D printed. So we got plastic 3D printing here, and then these rails are either ABS or Delrin or something. Okay, let's check out our subject. So our patient is this cool old Olds Ambassador cornet. It's got a con mouthpiece in it. The receiver is split. The client says that he's owned this in this condition for about 3 years. And the whole time the mouthpiece has been stuck in here. So I know it's been setting at least 3 years. He bought it from a garage sale, which means that it's been stuck like this for a long time. So I'm hoping this is going to put up a good fight. I've been waiting to do something like this. Okay. We'll get the JL Smith lined up. Okay. And the key with these is that you have to keep it on this shoulder. Okay? Yeah, see, it's dead there. It binds in, and then all of these flex. I'll show you. This is bowed. I don't know how well this comes across on camera, but this is dead tight. This plastic is just, it's like this. It's bowed up and rubbing against these. And this just flexes out. And you can't turn this anymore. That's my problem with this. I love this design. I love the parallel Bobcat design. This is so cool, but plastic on a mouthpiece puller where you're going to be pulling at such great tension, this does not work. The Ferree puller. So like I said, we're going to back this out, move this bushing up. Slide it under the cradle. See, we got to go up some more. And up a little more. All right, there we go. Clamp it by your hand. I've seen other folks that they'll put like they'll do like a Jorgensen clamp to clamp on it to keep it secure. That's fine. I'm just watching and feeling. As I turn this, and I turn it until it's basically, it's completely loaded and I can't turn it anymore. That's the thing. And I can see where people have been in on this before. We've tried to do all these things. It's had a lot of pressure and I can't freehand turn this anymore. The solder joint is broken at this receiver, so I know that I'm in danger of completely wrecking this. But this is dead tight and not there. We may circle back to this. We'll just see. On the Bobcat, when in doubt, lower it all the way back down to get yourself to a parallel. What happens, what I see all the time, because these Bobcats, there's a lot of them out there, they will get off and they're not parallel. And then it completely binds up on itself. Then they strip the threading. That's what we'll see, well, a lot of Bobcat failures because of that. If you're in doubt to see if that you're completely parallel, then just back it all the way to the bottom. Make it where the two aluminum pieces are touching back at home base. So zeroed out, okay? And now count your cranks. So there's one, right, two, right? Just keep it parallel. Make them look the same, okay? As you draw it up, make them the same. This mouthpiece seems to be really stuck though. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. It just popped. We won. There it is. Ta-da. Bobcat for the win. All right, so the Bobcat won today. We can say that these loosened the mouthpiece up, right? Yeah. These all have a home in my shop. These all have pulled mouthpieces on instruments before. There you go. I hope you enjoyed the Mouthpiece puller shootout. Oh, I know people are going to ask prices. The Bobcats are like $60 to $70. The Ferree's puller is, I think, $140, maybe plus or minus a little bit. And I think this J.L. Smith one is about that same price, $130, $140, something like that in there. All have a home in my shop, but the Bobcat is my go-to. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the Mouthpiece puller shootout. All right. This is Wesley signing out.